a fish. I wasted an hour and a half of my life watching one of the stupidest movies of 2010 just to see these idiotic characters protect a fish? A nation sent an entire war fleet to kill one fish. M. Night Shyamalan, allow me to delicately ask, what the frig is going on? Yeah, I know I gave away the big M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, but I don't care. You want to know why? Because this movie is monumentally bad. I'm serious. This is ridiculous filmmaking, even by today's standards. There are movies out there that are trying to do something good, films that have an idea in mind about what they want to bring to the audience, and then there's this crap. Just for the record, I've never watched a single episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I was told by an occasional viewer that it was much better than this movie. It's the story of a young Rip Van Winkle-like boy named Ong, played by Noah Ringer, who wakes up from the ice to find himself captured by the oppressive Fire Nation, an empire of pyromaniacs. You see, Ong is the Avatar, some kind of chosen one who can master the four elements of air, earth, water, and fire. And the Fire Nation wants to fill in the blank. Kill him, control him, steal his powers, they never make it clear. So our two personality-less protagonists, Katara and Sokka, played by Nicola Peltz and Jackson Rathbone, go to rescue Ong from the Fire Nation while trying to bring balance to the Force, destroying the One Ring of Power, and save Narnia from the White. Yeah, they pretty much lost my attention by the 20-minute marker. This has gotta be one of the most lazily written scripts I've encountered in the last decade of movies. Even in comparison to The Happening, I didn't think Shyamalan could head this far downhill. The script is jam-packed with confusing and irrelevant plot points, and it moves the story along so fast, you wouldn't even know what was happening if you cared. And may I remind you, it's all for a fish! No, I'm not letting that go. It's gotta be the most anticlimactic plot twist in the history of cinema. Don't even get me started on this inconsistent direction. We go from characters like Sokka, who is completely hollow of personality, to Dev Patel as the villain Zuko, who's chewing the scenery everywhere he goes. Every member of this cast, big or small, can't work with this embarrassing dialogue. They're reading it from the script, and that's it. Oh, and I want to talk about the whole science behind this bending crap. Every time somebody wants to so much as chuck fire across the room, they have to do this. Why? It's clear from the start that all these people have to do is focus and flick their wrist to summon their element, but they're flapping their arms around like frickin' birds. Tell me something. If you had control over, say, the wind, and enemies were barreling down upon you, are you gonna turn around like a top for 10 seconds? Or are you gonna bring down a frickin' hurricane on them before they gut you like a fish? A fish. I still can't believe it was all for a frickin' fish. Ah! And you know what it is about the movie that aggravates me the most? You know what these characters are supposed to do in their journey? But by the end of the movie, the job's only half done. I hereby diagnose this movie with sequel syndrome. What do I suggest for a cure? Put a bullet in this franchise's eardrum. You want to know what this experience is like? This movie is a clown. Yep, you heard me. It's a clown, stripped of his material, nothing to work with, just poking himself in the eye for an hour and a half in the hope that somebody's entertained. Surrounded with bad visual effects and a very contradicting moral message, Last Airbender blows. My rating for The Last Airbender is a 0.5 out of 5. The only things I find salvageable is some decent costume design and a good soundtrack. I can admit that I still like watching the movie trailer, but solely for its background music. Whew, man, that review took a lot out of me. I'm getting hungry. Let's see what's for dinner. Fish and chips. That's it. I quit.